Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel where I document my journey towards financial independence. A little update for those that are new here. I recently graduated in November 2020, received a job offer and will start working in December 2020. So in today's video, I will lay out all of my assets and liabilities as a fresh graduate and discuss my plan to clear all the liabilities as soon as possible. Today's video is going to be a long one, so grab some snacks and let's start with my current net worth. So this is my net worth tracker. I am an accounting student, so I am more comfortable to analyze my numbers in this format. Let's start with investment. I have a few investments in hand. The first two would be ASB and ASB2. I have 323 ringgit in ASB and 318 ringgit in ASB2. The reason why I signed up for both accounts instead of maximizing one account before opening another one is I can enjoy dividends twice a year, as ASB will pay out dividends in December and ASB2 will pay out dividends in March of every year. Having an Amanah Saham account is almost a must for Malaysians as the dividend income is tax exempted. However, the returns are not as high as investing directly into the stock market. The 5-year average return for both accounts is around 7 cents per share. Moving on to EPF, I currently have 2,235 ringgit and this is from all of my part-time jobs during semester breaks. For my international viewers, EPF means Employees Provident Fund and it is the equivalent of workplace pensions in the UK and 401k accounts in the US, where both employer and employee will contribute a certain percentage of the monthly gross salary into the fund. In Malaysia, employers are bound by the law to contribute a minimum of 13% of the employee's gross salary into the fund. The fund will be used by the government for investments and they are bound by the law to give a minimum of 2.5% return to each of the EPF account holders annually. But so far, the government has been paying more than 2.5%. The average annual return for an EPF account is around 5.96%. Next, I have invested 414 ringgit in Stashaway, 499 ringgit in Trading 212 and 100 ringgit in Wahid Invest. Among all these 6 accounts, only ASB, ASB2 and EPF represents the market value, while Stashaway, Trading 212 and Wahid Invest numbers represent the principal value. The investment value in the first 3 accounts only changes once a year, while the investment value of the last 3 accounts changes daily. And those gains from the last 3 investment platforms are unrealized gains, which means the gains are not technically my asset yet until I go and realize the gains by selling the long-term assets. My investment total is 3,889 ringgit. Next, we move on to savings. This section will change a lot as the assets under this category will be highly liquid. Currently, I have 489 ringgit of cash in hand and 2 ringgit in e-wallet. I just set up the next 4 funds and they are currently empty. My first fund would be an emergency fund. Very important, everyone. Everyone must try and build an emergency fund. The next one would be a sinking fund for any big purchases in the future. I predict that this fund will grow slowly as my current priority is to be debt-free as soon as possible. Next would be sinking fund for gift and or donation. I am planning to fill in this sinking fund from side income earnings like YouTube in the future. So appreciate if you can like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, so I can fill up this sinking fund and give back to my viewers. The last sinking fund is to neuter any stray animals so overpopulation can be controlled and lessen unnecessary sufferings by the animals. In Malaysia, many stray animals love to roam around restaurants' compounds as they are very hungry. Some restaurant owners will throw boiling water as an attempt to shoo them away. I don't go to those restaurants anymore, no matter how good the food is. I am not spending my hard-earned money on inhumane businesses. Okay, now back to the video. my savings total is 491 ringgit, which makes the total asset of 4,380 ringgit. Now, let's move on to liabilities. I got into university with a partial scholarship and decided to take a government loan to cover the other half of the tuition fees. After my first term in university, my aunt offered me a 0% interest loan, so I don't have to pay so much interest on government loans after graduating. So, student loan 1 is the government student loan and student loan 2 is the 0% interest loan from my aunt. For student loan 1, the beginning balance was 10,552 ringgit and I have paid 2,564 ringgit so far using the money from my part-time jobs, and I am left with 7,989 ringgit. As for student loan 2, my aunt lent me 43,737 ringgit so I can pay for my tuition fees. The amount is actually higher, but I received several one-off scholarships or prizes throughout the 4-year program due to my academic performance, and I immediately transferred the money to my aunt. Despite all that, I still have 43,737 ringgit on hand. But that's okay, I would be worse off now if I did not take her offer, and for that I am grateful. In total, I have 51,726 ringgit worth of liabilities. To calculate the net worth, take the total assets and minus the total liabilities. My net worth as at November 2020 is negative 47,346 ringgit. As you can see from the chart here, my net worth dropped a little bit as compared to October 2020. I had to use some of my cash in hand for pet emergencies earlier this month. My fur baby is priceless, so that's okay. Now, let's move on to how I plan to get rid of all the liabilities and how long it will take for me to at least reach 0 ringgit net worth. I am thinking of putting aside 1,000 ringgit every month to pay for all the loans. As I will start working in December, my paycheck will only be debited into my account by the end of December, probably after Christmas. So that paycheck will be used for January's expenses. Hence, my first full loan payment of 1,000 ringgit can only be made in January 2021. In the legal agreement between my aunt and myself, she only requires me to pay back after 6 months of working, hence the orange line here, which indicates the final month for me to pay a full 1,000 ringgit towards study loan 1. After the orange line, I will allocate 200 ringgit to pay student loan 1 and 800 ringgit to pay for student loan 2. So far, I have paid 24% of the total student loan 1 amount and 0% of the total student loan 2. I am expected to finish paying student loan 1 in April 2022. From May 2022 onwards, I can allocate the whole of 1,000 ringgit to pay for student loan 2. I am expected to be debt-free in April 2025, and that will take me around 4 years and 2 months starting from January 2021. This is my plan A, as I am not sure how much is my take-home pay yet post-tax. If the take-home pay is much higher than expected, I can contribute more than 1,000 ringgit per month and be debt-free faster. This plan A also doesn't count any salary increments or bonuses in the future yet, so any extra monthly income will be channeled to clearing up this debt. I have so many things in my bucket list, and personally, I don't think it is nice to enjoy life when you owe money from others. For example, your close friend asks to borrow money from you because now times are hard, and in the following week, you see your friend is enjoying staycation or getting a new gadget on social media. How would you feel? I don't want to feel like that in the future, so I am making sure I am not making my aunt feel like that too now. Journey towards financial independence requires a lot of sacrifices, and I am willing to make those sacrifices. I will be in my late 20s if this debt payment plan goes well. Still plenty of time to enjoy my quote-unquote youth after that. Moving forward, I will be making budget videos twice a month. One is for the budget itself, and the second one will be a budget check-in where I will discuss my actual expenses for the month and update my net worth. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you all in the next one. Be safe and take care.